children, welcome to the Term 3 online class 6, subject Science. In the topic water, first we are going to see about natural sources of fresh water. Do you know what is fresh water? The water that able to drink and for human usage is called fresh water. That is the water without salt, otherwise the less amount of salt. So now we are going to see about types of natural sources of fresh water. So we can see the fresh water in three types, that is surface water, frozen water, groundwater. First, let me see about the surface water. What is surface water? The water present on the surface of the earth is called surface water, that we can get it readily for human usage. The water that we can see in the river, lakes, ponds, streams or freshwater wetlands is called surface water. The surface water is the water that we can get readily for the usage or for drinking purpose. The next type is frozen water. Water that is present in the frozen form as polar ice caps and glaciers are called frozen water. A larger portion of water that is 68.7% of the total available fresh water is in the frozen state only. Do you know, children? The Himalayas contain ice caps, icebergs and glaciers. 10 of Asia's largest rivers flow from the Himalayas and more than a billion people's livelihoods depend on those rivers. And one more interesting fact, during winter, water in the lakes and ponds in the cold countries will be frozen and a solid layer of ice is formed on the surface of the water. Still, aquatic animals living under the ice do not die. Do you know why? This is because the floating layer of ice acts as a protective coat and doesn't permit heat to escape from the water. So as the water at the surface alone turns into ice, it is the existence of aquatic animals. So this is the reason for aquatic animals that able to live even in the frozen water. Next we are going to see about the groundwater. Groundwater is the water present beneath earth's surface in the soil. Groundwater fills the spaces between the soil particles and fractured rock beneath the earth's surface. We can obtain the groundwater by through springs, open wells, tube wells or hand pumps, etc. There is no change in the total quantity of water available on the earth. It remains the same, but the water useful for plants, animals and man is decreasing day by day. It is called scarcity of water. Do you know what are the reasons for scarcity of water? There are 5 main reasons for the scarcity of water. The first reason is population explosion. Overpopulation leads to the scarcity of water. The second reason is uneven distribution of rainfall. This makes any one part of the land become very dry and one part become sufficient water. So this is one of the reason for scarcity of water in any part of the land. The third reason is decline of groundwater table. That means the groundwater level becomes very less so that we cannot able to get the water even we dig the well or tube well or any other sources also. So this is one of the reason for the scarcity of water. The next reason is careless use of water. That is leakage taps and careless use of any type of water is leads into scarcity of water. And at last final reason is pollution of water bodies. So any kind of pollution of water bodies leads to the scarcity of drinking water for us and for the animals also. So we should take care to prevent scarcity of water. Otherwise, it is impossible for organisms to live on the earth. The only method of preventing scarcity of water is conservation of water. What do you mean by conservation of water? Saving water for the future generations by using water carefully and in a limited way is conservation of water. There are two methods of conserving the water. They are water management and rainwater harvesting. First, let me see about water management. What is water management? Maintaining the existing water for future use. It contains some following factors, that is bringing awareness about the bad effects of throwing waste into the water bodies to the people. Then recycling of water by separating pollutants. Then minimizing the use of chemical fertilizers in agriculture. It reduces the pollution of underground water. Next, controlling deforestation. And at last, adopting drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation in agriculture, that is reducing the wastage of water. By this, the lesser amount of water can be used for irrigation of the plants. So by these factors, we can able to manage the existing water level. And the next method is rainwater harvesting, that is saving the rainwater for future use. It has two types, that is direct collection and the use of rainwater is called rainwater harvesting, and there is two types, collecting water from where it falls, and the second thing is collecting flowing rainwater. First method is collecting water from where it falls, that is collecting water from the rooftops of the houses or buildings. So this method is also called roof water harvesting. And the second method is collecting flowing rainwater, that is the collecting rainwater by constructing ponds with bunds or a small pits like with bunds, so that we can able to collect the flowing rainwater into it for our future use. Do you know about the estuaries, children? Estuaries are wetlands where water bodies meet the sea. It is a combination of fresh water from land meeting the salty water. So estuaries are home to unique plants and animal species that can able to live in that salty and fresh water. So Kuvam River, that is in Chennai, that is also one of the estuary. Hope you understand today's topic, like the natural sources of fresh water and how to conserve the fresh water, isn't it? Let me meet with some interesting facts about water in the next session. Thank you.